Plaintiff Tracy Tyler says at age 19 she hit the streets and became a drug addict. As a result, Tracy lost custody of all of her children, including her son, the defendant. Tracy's worried that her son is headed down the wrong path, and she's suing him today for an unpaid loan. Defendant Cartel Tyler loves his mother, and he understands that she had issues in her past, but he doesn't hold that against her. Cartel insists the money from Tracy was a gift, and therefore he doesn't owe her anything.
Start with you.
Sir, I want to give you a little background. My name is Tracy, and I am an all-star.
You what?
I am an all-star. That's what I call myself. I am the typical case of drug addiction, from child molestation to drug addiction to hitting the streets. I haven't been pure since the age of 4. I was a latchkey kid. My mother always worked. She did the best she could, but we were left to the community. We were left to neighbors. We were left to cousins, male and female. So I was abused from the time I was 4 years old until I could fight. And that was about 12. At the age of 19, I hit the street. I started partying way too hard. I got introduced to all kinds of drugs for free. I stayed on those streets and in that madness for years.
When did you start using the drug?
At night. When did I start? At the age of 19.
Mm-hmm.
I was 19 years old.
Did you finish high school or anything?
I did get my GED. I did go to 1 year of college. I am currently enrolled in community college now. I'm trying to finish my associates. Mm-hmm. After I did that, though, after I got my GED and I did go to college, I was actually what I call a functional junkie at the time. I was getting high then. Mm-hmm. How I did it, I don't know, but I did. Mm-hmm. And I did finish that GED in that 1 year of college. Well, it didn't take long after that before everything spiraled out of control. I lost my children. I lost my home.
How many children?
I have 5. Thanks be to God, they were with family. So even in my madness, you know those people that you ride by that are begging for money on the streets, or those women that you see with the matted hair and the tattered clothing that smell really bad and you don't want it? That was me. That was me.
Defendant Cartel Tyler is being sued by his mother, who admits that she lost custody of Cartel as a result of her drug addiction.
How'd you overcome it?
September 14th, 1995, I was walking down the streets doing all the wrong things for all the wrong reasons. And I came upon some people like y'all, an outreach ministry. I went into that ministry. I stayed in that ministry for 2 years. It took intense prayer. It took intense Bible study. It took intense meetings for God, to turn me around. What
have you done since then?
Since then, I do anything I can. I am still in outreach ministry to this very day.
What do you do in outreach ministry?
Walk around and talk to people. I have flyers that we make up from our church. A lot of times we have a soup kitchen, a hot soup kitchen at our church. I take the donuts and the sweets that are left over.
What are you talking to them about?
I'm talking to them about getting their life together, or about just coming and doing something different. Let's change the norm, because you may not be able to win somebody over.
You talk to people about using crack or heroin?
Yes, I do. But that actually...
That actually what?
That actually isn't the drug of choice right now. A lot of people are on heroin and crack, but the majority of them are doing that ecstasy now.
I'm asking about what you went through. Are you sharing that story to inspire others? Because I've heard everything other than that.
Oh,
you seem very proud of yourself, and so am I. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But I want to hear more about what you're doing for other people, particularly as your ministry. I would hope your ministry is telling you, go and get the people that are who I was.
Yes, sir.
And redeem myself
Yes, sir.
I was waiting to hear. I tell them the horrors of crack and try and get them to stop using crack. I've redeemed myself by going back to the communities that I harmed and caused damage in to try and help and inspire and make a change. I went to my children and I've redeemed myself with them, and we're a solid family. I got my children back, and I'm telling them that's what I was listening to hear. But it's all right to be proud of yourself, and because you did overcome a tremendous obstacle. And God did bless you, as you said. But when God blesses you, you have to bless the rest. Let me hear from you. Give me some background.
My name is Cartel Tyler, Your Honor. Your Honor, I love my mother to death. I understand her trials and tribulations. I've heard this story maybe many a times. And
Good.
coming up, it was hard. It was hard, definitely. She wasn't around. We were with my father for a large period of my younger years. With my father. He raised us very good.
Excellent.
Now, I wasn't aware that my mother was very heavy on the drugs. She came around. We seen her at the church while she was coming up out of it. We used to go to the church and see her every Sunday and stuff like that.
Now, before that, what were you told?
What was I told? She was just gone. My father he never really.
You never asked much, or where mama, or why mama don't come around, or why mama don't.
No, I never did nothing like that. No, I was real.
You adjusted to what you're born, what your life is.
Basically,
you
yeah.
just live that life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can understand how if it's not there, it's just not there, and that's not
in your
something.
mind, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you call it? Out of sight, out of mind.
But every Sunday we go to church. We always want to go with her.
She wasn't in no church when she was hitting.
Oh
that
no,
thing.
I ain't see her back.
I'm talking about when she was hitting that thing.
No, I ain't see her. No, we ain't see that part.
Yeah.
We seen her prehabilitation.
All right, and how did that affect you? Did you finish school and prepare yourself for a career?
I got my GED. Now, coming up it was kind of hard. When she got back on the pedestal, it was strict as her. She was on her holy gangster crusade thing. Like, she was very strict, and I wasn't used to that. But what I said hindered me, I mean, maybe a little bit. I ain't gonna blame it on it. It actually made me stronger. It made me more witty, more wise.
What'd you do with your GED? Did you go further?
Sir, no, I didn't. No, I didn't, Your Honor.
How old are you?
31.
So how have you been making a living since?
Right now, making music.
Okay. You've had some hit records or something?
No, sir, I don't have no hit records. No, I'm just a local
do a lot
guy.
of shows or something?
Every now and then.
So how are you making a living at it?
Features and stuff like that. I do features.
What's
and
that?
Stuff. Features. You can get paid off features.
Doing songs for feature films?
Somebody asks you to do a song with them, they'll pay you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you've done that on some hit songs?
A few times, yeah. Not on hits, local hits, yeah.
Okay.
Couple local hits.
And that carries you through the year? You have children?
Yes, I got children.
And you're able to feed them off doing features a couple of times a year that aren't national hits?
There's other little odd jobs too, sir, but yeah.
Okay. You seem very resistant to saying what you do to take care of yourself.
Yes, sir.
So I have no reason to believe it's anything positive, because I know a rapper without a hit is broke. Go ahead, being featured on a song that's not a national hit, you're broke. So you're doing something.
Defendant Cartel Tyler is being sued by his mother, who admits that she lost custody of Cartel as a result of her drug addiction.
Let me hear from you, ma'am, on this loan, $1,300 on the balance of a loan.
I loaned my son money back in 2018 for rent and deposit on a place. And he did give me back $500. Mm-hmm. But since then, I would say he's been on vacation a few times. He's been incarcerated a few times since then.
Incarcerated for what?
Traffic tickets. I really don't know. I live in a different state.
Then you shouldn't make the allegation.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you've cast aspersions on him now. Let me tell you what we've heard so far. We've heard that you were a crackhead that chose crack over your children, and they were neglected. And then he grew up, and I asked him what he's doing now. He essentially said he has no income. And he says he has children that he has to take care of. How many children do you have? Okay.
Answer.
That's when when people ask me that question, I answer like that.
Obviously, you don't want to tell us how
that's
many
a good
children.
number.
That must not be a good situation either in terms of taking care of them. And so now you cast aspersion about him being in prison without clarifying what it was. You've been attentive these last years since you've been off drugs, so-called, and if you haven't, then you got still got this lame lifestyle. And I think he's selling dope now. You ain't tell me nothing different. He has no way of supporting himself. Sounds like he has a bunch of kids. He come in with the grill. That's money. I think he's selling dope or doing something, fraud. I believe he's involved in a life of crime. And because his mama said he went to prison and he has no obvious way of supporting himself, but yet he flosses thousands of dollars in his mouth and he has a bunch of kids. Still don't want to clarify? Good enough. When he was supposed to repay you?
He was supposed to repay me. He paid me $500. He was supposed to pay me the rest by the end of the year.
Of 19?
2018.
Okay. What has happened since then?
I've talked to him. He says, Mama, I got you. Mama, I'm going to get you. He's very talented, extremely talented. I actually brought some lyrics from a song that he made on one of those, whatever they call it, features that he did. I actually brought some lyrics. He's extremely talented. And Your Honor, I'm here because I would like some tough love. I really would. I am literally scared. I really am. On one hand, he parties a lot. He's too much like his mother. He's too much like his mother. He's
getting high?
No, sir. No,
But
sir.
then he ain't like his mother.
Yeah, that's true. That's
In the
true.
rap game, that's what you do. You party. That's part of that life. Promoting it, making contacts with people, networking.
Yes, sir.
Stay at the studio until 5 every morning. Girls, weed, Hennessy, all that is all around. And then when it's not their turn to do anything, they might run up the street to the strip club. Text me when it's my turn to throw down. Otherwise, they at the strip club. So their life is a party. Yeah, that's why everybody want to be a rapper. It's a party life. But unless you get a hit, you can't afford that party life.
He gets it honestly, though, Your Honor. He really does.
All right, well, somebody got to tell me something.
Okay.
Odds and ends. The man told you he rapped. You ain't making no living off no rapping. You ain't had a hit, and you haven't been on a feature that went beyond your city. So, and therefore you can't do shows beyond your city because nobody knows you beyond your city. They don't know you. You just said it. I know what's happening, and when mama plays crazy about what he went to prison or jail for, I don't know, yet I've been all in his life.
Defendant Cartel Tyler is being sued by his mother, who admits that she lost custody of Cartel as a result of her drug addiction.
$1,300, you owe her or not?
So this, look, so, you know what I'm saying, around 1 year, I had an apartment or something.
You don't even know how to do it.
No,
right?
listen.
No wonder you don't have a head.
Look.
You're not even a real rapper.
No, listen.
That ain't how they talk. Nobody talk and act like that. I must have been around the game more than you. Go ahead. What are you saying? I
was talking to her about this nice apartment I seen, right? I'm like, man, I want to get that. At the time, I was kind of on my feet. I was homeless. So I'm like, man, this apartment, Mom, I like this apartment. She's like, out of the blue, she's like, I can help you get it. I'm going to help you get it. I said, okay. Mom ain't never gave me ain't never bought me no pair of shoes. She gave me 2 bands. I said, okay, that's cool. Thank you, Mama. She didn't say I had to pay her back. Now, a few years down the line, around Christmas, we having a heart-to-heart conversation. She never talked to me about the past. She apologizing to me. Now doing this conversation, I give her some money. I'm like, Mama, you gave me that here. I'm kind of looking up right now. I give her the money back. Or some money, $500. She apologizing about beating me and stuff. I'm like, okay, Mama, thank you. I appreciate you, you know. Basically, in so many words, I'm thinking she's saying, don't worry about the rest of them. That's what I heard. She's like, listen, you cool. Don't worry about it. I'm glad you did this. I wasn't there for you. Here, go ahead and do your thing. That's what I heard.
When was the last time you asked for your money?
A year ago.
What'd he say?
He said, Mama, I got you.
Did that happen?
I thought she was asking me for some money type period. Like, man, she always...
the money he owed you?
Yes. I said the rest of the money that I gave you from that loan.
No, I don't remember that. No.
Okay. Did you give her any?
When she called?
Yes.
No, I ain't have it.
Why not?
I ain't have it at the time.
Oh, okay. All right. and he just misinterpreted your request. He thought you were asking for money. He's not sure about the conversations relating to the loan.
I'm sure about it.
Correct. And so I have to go with the one that's sure, not the one that's... Stop faking, man. Judge me for the plaintiff. I know how this go for real, for real. All right, bye.
Thank you. Swerve on him, son. Go on, swerve on him. Go on, mix it.
Swerve on him, Mom. What the?
Go on, swerve on him. Go on, do it.
Nah, not to do this.
What's the move? I love him to death, and he knows it.
Man. I
Go on, swerve on him. Let Dora see how you swerve.
I don't know how to swerve.
You can swerve on him, swerve
I
on him.
love you.
I love you too.